Alright, hey guys. So I did have a request to do some video work with just playing ladder ranked play, and not just my free-to-play account, but also in my main account on the NA server. So I've actually been running this mid-range hunter deck here for a little while now, and I went on a 3-game win streak, lost 1 game, and now I've gone on a 4-game win streak, so 8 games played and I've won 7. So this deck is doing really, really well right now in the meta. I've seen 3 druids, I've seen a rogue, a warlock, a priest, a paladin, and a hunter. So I just want to talk about the deck a little bit. Hunter's Mark here helps me get through taunts or clear out big threats. Dr. Boom. Maybe with the priest, you can use it if you're running against like a dragon priest. Clear out one of those minions. It works really well in conjunction with the Unleash the Hounds. Or even if you can get a juggler out and then use Hunter's Mark. If you get it really early game and you have the web spinner, you can use it in conjunction there. I'm also running 1 copy of Power Shot. This Power Shot has actually been really, really good for me. It is really good against the Druid matchup where they play out the Shade of Naxxramas. If you have that in your hand when they play that out, you can play that right after they play their Shade and kill it while it's still stealthed. Don't even give them the chance to buff that guy up and keep him on the board. The Warlock that I faced was also a Zoo, so Power Shot helped me there a lot too. And it can help you in the Paladin matchup as well. So this Power Shot has actually been really, really good. I don't think having 2, it may not be bad if you're seeing like 80% aggro, but having just 1 is fine. You don't really want to end up with both of these in your hand and not really be able to use them. So again, you also can use this Power Shot in conjunction with like the Hunter's Mark and even the Unleash the Hounds, if you can get that combo. So those are kind of my tech choices right now. I'm seeing a little bit more aggro-y type stuff, so the Sludge Belchers are in there. Alright, so that's the deck. Let me make sure that I have this deck list up for you guys as well. Go into a game. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get into it. So also, if you noticed when I was explaining what I was coming up against in the meta, I actually write down, you can see here, I just write by hand what I'm coming up across. I write down whether I'm first or second, the class that I'm playing against, and then in parentheses next to that, after I identify what type of deck I'm playing against, whether, for example, here Warlock, if we find out it's Handlock, we're going to write Handlock. If it's Zoo, we write Zoo. And then on the far left here, I write a W or an L for if I won or lost. Okay, so I did notice he replaced all 3 of his cards there. So honestly, this kind of tells me that he's searching for specific cards. So I'm going to lean more towards that he's Handlock as opposed to Zoo. Zoolock runs a lot more smaller cards, so it's more likely that he's going to have those cards to start. So we want to keep Web Spinner to play on turn 1, and Animal Companion is really good for turn 3. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this owl. Actually, we're going to keep the owl to use against a Twilight Drake. He's going to play out a big Twilight Drake. It's going to be like 4/8, 4/9. And we can play out that owl and make it a 4/1 and hopefully get to trade off with it. And the Houndmaster can be pretty good too if we get to play him out onto this web spinner. Even would be really nice. Another one that I really like to use it on is the Haunted Creeper. So he just tapped, so we really are thinking that this is probably a handlock. It could be the demon handlock variation. Let's just go ahead and hero power. We could have used coin to coin out Animal Companion, but that doesn't really leave us with any turn 3 play. Same. Pretty much what we would end up doing for turn 3 is the same thing that we just did. We would probably end up hero powering. Right. I'm just going to go ahead and play Animal Companion here. And we'll go face. This is actually pretty good. We can end up using this, hopefully, to attack into a big minion here. Okay, perfect. Actually, we have several different options here. We can do kill command, we can actually play out the Direwolf and use quick shot. I think I'm going to try this Animal Companion. And then we're going to coin out this quick shot. This still gives us a minion out on the board. It's now that we actually got Leokk, it's going to stick a little bit more, hopefully, than the Direwolf would. I think what we might end up, we can hold this Direwolf and get to play it out along with maybe an Unleash the Hounds and be able to attack for 2 with each hound instead of 1. So I know we saved this owl, but we actually, since we have the freezing trap, we actually could just play the freezing trap instead and use the silence a little bit later. I think we'll do that. So let's just do that, and let's get this set up a little bit. It gives us 1 more point of damage. We may not get much use out of this Unleash the Hounds, because Handlock doesn't tend to play out very many minions at once. If they do, they'll play out 4 maybe, and that's when they put out their big guys with taunt. We're just waiting here to see what he does. He may also be trying to figure out how to play around our secret. If he figures it's freezing trap, he probably doesn't want to attack with his Twilight Drake. He may want to play something smaller, maybe play out a Taunt Giver, and then next turn attack with that so he gets it back in his hand. Or even something like an anti-Keel bot. Alright, so it looks like he's going the taunt route, and he just held it, he didn't attack. So now this could be a really, really good time to actually play Owl. And we could Unleash the Hounds as well. Let's go ahead and do that. And because of the Leokk, and then the placement next to the Dire Alpha Wolf, this actually gives us enough to kill off both of his minions. And he used 1 Taunt Giver. Let's go ahead and be pretty aggressive here. He may be able to play out some Moltons. That is if he has them. He has been drawing cards, but we'll see what happens here. We do have the kill command that can go over taunt as well, along with our hero power.
So many possibilities.
All right. Make sure we write this down as well. We went second against a warlock. And it is handlock. Sometimes I'll write little notes following that too. Maybe specific cards that were played, or interesting choices that they may have made in their deck. Earlier I played against a paladin who was using Sword of Justice, so I made a note of that. I also played against a hunter who was playing Ball of Spiders, so I just made note of that. Alright. So, unfortunately, kill command in our hero power is not going to be enough to kill him. We're one off. So let's see if there's something else we can do here. Let's play out our hounds. And I think we can buff one up even more. Alright. Unfortunately, we had to use a lot of minions to clear there. And now we hope he doesn't have a way to clear our one minion that's left. Hopefully he's not running a Dark Bomb. Or even a Siphon Soul. Ooh, anti-killbot. Okay. So with what's showing on board right now, we have 6 damage. And sadly, we're going to want to get rid of that anti-killbot because we have this freezing trap out. We do not want him putting that back in his hand and gaining more health. So sadly, we're going to have to make that trade there. And we'll hold on to this juggler. It can get killed fairly easily right now. Let's see if we can play it out in conjunction, hopefully with our second Unleash the Hounds. And he's only down to, he's down to 13, and we're still at 18 cards. We do have our Dr. Boom left. We have our second Savannah. Ooh, second Healbot. Alright, so it does look like this is the, just based on the Void Caller. This is the Demon Handlock version. Right. So we actually, let's play out this Knife Juggler and our Boombot. We're going to get 3 juggles off of it. So let's see where they hit here. I think we're still going to want to clear out this anti-killbot. We do not want him trying to trade and then getting that back in his hand. He's already used 2. We definitely don't want him to have a 3rd one. Also, the good thing about playing out our big guys here is hopefully we'll be able to contest whatever comes out from this Void Caller. So there's really 3 essential cards that are going to come out from this Void Caller. It's either going to be a Doomguard, which is a 5/7, so we can take care of that pretty easily. It's going to be a Mal'Ganis, a 9/7 that makes him invulnerable. So we may end up having to use, you know, Dr. Boom, maybe the Savannah and a Boombot, depending on how he trades here. And the 3rd one would be Jaraxxus. The Jaraxxus can be really scary because it's going to be a 3/15 on the board. It doesn't give him the weapon, you know, or the ability to use the hero power to put 6/6s on the board. But if he gets that on the board as a 3/15 and then starts taunting it up, that's just going to be way too much for us to get through. to silence. Did he get it out? Uh-oh. Oh boy, okay. Wow, so he did get the Jiraxxus out. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to have enough to kill him. So if we hit that for 7, our Dr. Boom dies. It's still going to be a 3-8. We're not going to have enough to do anything to him. So we're just going to have to go face. We know he does have a taunt because he attacked with it and we put it back in his hand with the freezing trap. So he does have a taunt giver in his hand. Ooh, Emperor Thorson. Okay, that's a little bit scary. Alright. And my guess is he's gonna trade and kill off our Dr. Boom, which he does. Now this is looking a little bit rough. Alright, so we played out this weapon, but we're gonna really hope that he doesn't have a Harrison Jones. Be able to get rid of that. There's his Dr. Boom. Now we know he's already played 2 anti-heal bots. Uh-oh. This isn't good. Alright, so just on board he has 10, 14. Alright. So let's hope that he doesn't have a way to get lethal, and that we can draw something really nice next turn. Oh, he's just going face, which is probably not a good sign. Oh, does he have double Hellfire? Or is he hoping for the boom bots? Oh, alright. Ouch. Alright. Well, that was a little sad. You know, this matchup is a little bit hard to tell. Depending on who you ask, some people say that the Hunter is favored just because Hunters are so favored over Warlocks. You know, the hero powers are so contradictory to each other almost. You know, the Warlock, you have your dealing damage to yourself, and the Hunter is doing damage directly to you, so it's taking double damage basically. But because of all the taunts and the big minions, Hunter struggles a little bit to deal with those. So, you know, it may be like a 45-55. Alright, since he's playing Hunter, he's probably going to have minions similar to us, so I think actually keeping this power shot is probably okay. Let's actually get rid of this Animal Companion. Let's see if we can get a Mad Scientist or something out. And we're going to write down that we went first, and we're playing a Hunter. Alright. And we want to try to identify what we're playing against as soon as we can. So even him having coin, it's going to be his turn too. He's not going to have enough mana to coin out a Houndmaster to make this bigger and give him a good trade. So I think here it's fine. We can just hero power, and I'm going to hit face. Ooh, that's not very good for us. Hopefully he got something kind of bad too. Alright, let's see what he coins out here. Animal Companion, and that's Leokk. Okay. Sadly, we don't have very many plays here. Let's just go ahead and play out this Young Dragonhawk and Hero Power. He'll probably trade into it. That's fine. Then that's just taking a little bit of damage away from our face. If he doesn't trade into it and he leaves it, next turn we can actually use Houndmaster. Nope. Alright, he trades. Alright. I don't have very good options here. Sadly, I think we may just have to play out this Houndmaster without buffing anything. A lot of people refer to that as just playing him naked. As of right now, he trades really favorably with 2 minions on the board. But we'll see what he plays. Hopefully he doesn't play a Houndmaster. Ah, man. Right. Okay. So here we could use our power shot.
I wonder.
I think we can get away with using Hunter's Mark here, and we can power shot. And let's play out the Haunted Creeper as well. We're gonna make the trade into the Leokk, because our minion still survives. So that was a much more favorable trade. Instead of getting rid of the slightly bigger minion there that's gonna die to either of our minions. We're actually going to make this trade here instead of using our Haunted Creeper to help play around Unleash the Hounds. Alright. Ooh, Ram Wrangler. Okay. So now we know he has the Ram Wrangler in his hand. So there's a potential he's going to use that next turn. Let's go ahead and clear his minions here. And just go face. Still trying to keep it at minimal minions to play around Unleash the Hounds. Okay, Bear Trap. Awesome. That's really good for us. Let's just go ahead and play this out, and I think we're just going to... Let's play out one of these. The reason for that, it puts us a little bit closer to lethal. It might put us in lethal range. And if we draw something like Quick Shot, we have less cards in our hand that we'll need to play out in order to get the bonus draw off of it. Right. So we know we've already used the Hunter's Mark. And we've used our Power Shot. We've used one Kill Command. Now we still have a Freezing Trap in here as well, and our Dr. Boom. He doesn't know whether it's Freezing Trap. He probably thinks it's Freezing Trap, which is really good for us. Right. So here we have to decide how we want to play this. Do we just drop Dr. Boom and have 5 minions on board? And not attack? Do we want to use the kill command to try to clear this taunt minion? You know, if we're trying to play around Unleash the Hounds, I think playing Dr. Boom and just doing nothing is probably a bad idea. He's got a lot of damage on board anyways. He's actually has lethal on board. So we're gonna have to do something, so I think we need to take this kill command route. And unfortunately he still has lethal. Showing he's gonna have to attack our face first, so that will trigger our bear trap. So hopefully he doesn't have a silence or something in his hand to get through that very easily. He could even have kill command and hero power. Oh man. Alright, we're just gonna write MR for mid-range. That felt really bad. Alright, so unfortunately we lost both of those games. Those are a little bit tough matchups, and I think having the... In those cases where it's a lot bigger minions, it's not as aggro-y, the power shot may have hurt us a little bit. In that case, maybe instead of having the power shot, having a second Hunter's Mark may have been more beneficial to us. But, you know, it is what it is, so we'll try again. We did really, really well before that. So, and I won 7 games and lost 3. So we're at a 70% win rate right now with this deck. So, not too bad. So, I know this video is a little bit short, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more things like this, please let me know, and I would love to do it. If you have any feedback, feel free. Leave a comment on this video. Feel free to follow me or talk to me on Twitter at DawnieDK. That's DAWNIEDK. And check out my stream live at twitch.com/DragonRiderDK. Great, thank you guys so much. Hopefully you enjoyed.